What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Mediocre Movie Reviews Podcast. We're a little bit of a revamp. We have not uploaded an episode of this in a while. We've been uploading on YouTube, but I figured for the revamp, I would bring a guest on to help me yap about some movies. So I have Grayson here with me. I will tag all of his socials down below. Grayson is a big movie guy. And so today we're talking about the Backrooms a little bit. We both saw that just yesterday on opening night. We'll talk a little bit about Obsession, and then we'll get to some award talk. Some way too early award talk for next year's awards season, and then maybe we'll finish off with some anticipated releases for the rest of 2026. But before we get into that, Grayson, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I mean, I've been up for a bit. This is my second coffee, so we're rocking and rolling.
Okay, sweet. So let's talk about the Backrooms, man. We both saw it yesterday. I think we have some differing opinions on it a little bit. I personally gave it a 4.5 on Letterboxd. Same rating I gave Obsession, but they are on different tiers. Part of me does struggle with that a little bit with Letterboxd because I did give them the same review, and I think I'm going to stick with that because I'm going to see Backrooms again. But I do think that there is a little bit of a hierarchy in that 4.5. That Obsession is on a little bit of a higher tier.
Is it Obsession's a better movie, or you liked Obsession more?
I think Obsession is objectively a better movie.
Okay, because that's how I use it. Like, if I give them the same rating and I put one a little higher, it's like I like that one more rather than it's a better movie. Because there's no world where I'm like, yeah, Project Hail Mary is a worse movie than Mother Mary, as you know that I'm really high on. Right. But I liked Mother Mary much more, so it's higher on the list.
Yeah. So again, Backrooms 4.5. I'll start with what we liked about it. I guess for me, I think this is something that you share the opinion of positively. Biggest positive for me is Kane Parsons behind the camera. I think his camera work in this movie is really good. What I liked especially was the way that they did the found footage aspect things of it. Obviously, one of the most popular YouTube series videos from that, and maybe the best one, is the found footage video. Might have even been the first one that he did, where the movie cameraman falls into the back rooms. And it's just a straight 8 minutes of found footage. So I think that aspect of it was really good. I think the camera work on that was really good. I think the actors handled that well. But yeah, I think the biggest positive that came out for me is that this is a 19, 20-year-old kid, directing his first feature film, and his camera work is insane. This is way higher level on all accounts than the YouTube series was filming wise, and he completely stepped up to the plate. So yeah,
Kane. I have so much faith in Kane going forward. I even mentioned this to you over on Twitter. What Kane did is fantastic. The problems I have with the movie are not his fault whatsoever. He knows his way around a camera. He knows what to shoot. He knows how to shoot it. He knows how to keep the stress up using the camera work rather than Curry Barker did it also in Obsession. The way they use the camera to create suspense rather than having the moment itself create the suspense is fantastic. Both of them do it really, really well. And like you said, Kane is fantastic. He knows what he's doing when it comes to the found footage. And I'm personally not a big fan of found footage. I think it's quite boring for majority of the time. But Kane uses it sparsely throughout the movie, where it's the most exciting parts of the film. Yeah, and it's fantastic when he's doing those portions of things.
Yeah, just a little side note, because you just mentioned found footage being boring. I'm usually a found footage guy, but I just watched the Blair Witch Project for the first time. I think that movie is boring as hell.
Snorefest, dude. It has maybe 10 minutes of good footage.
I had a ton of time to kill on Sunday, and I was I'm a big horror fan. Everybody says this is one of the best horror films ever. It's one of the scariest films ever. Sure. And I can definitely see why it was called that in 1999 when it came out, because I can imagine sitting in a theater having never seen a found footage film like that, and people thought it was real.
Yeah,
right.
I think why.
I watched an interview with Jensen Ackles, and he was like, when I first watched the movie with my friends, we all just thought this was a real thing. Yeah. Right. Which I think probably added to the scare level, the fact that it was probably real in their minds. Anyway, but I don't think they were quite as boring in the Backrooms because there was actually a plot that they were following.
Sure.
More so. I think another big positive was the acting. I was really skeptical at first about both of these two being cast in a horror film. Um, Personally, I'm not really familiar with a lot of either of their filmography other than um, Guardians of the Galaxy for Chiwetel. Honestly,
Doctor Strange.
And Doctor Strange, yeah. And so I wasn't really too familiar with him. And then Renee, I again don't know a ton about her. I haven't even seen Cinnamon of Value yet, which is probably her best work. But I was a little skeptical about both of them being cast in a horror film. I think She Was Hell was fantastic. I think the first scene of him in therapy is some really, really good acting before he's even found the back rooms. So I think the acting is good, but I think we'll both talk about this. The script in this movie is just dog shit.
It's horrible.
I don't think Kane wrote most of it.
No, it's someone else wrote it. Let me double check.
I don't remember his name, but I just looked it up when I was making a TikTok about this earlier. Yeah, but the script is just terrible, man, and there's so much to hate about it. And that is what held it back from being a 5 for me. That's what held it back from being on the same tier as Obsession or even Project Hail Mary, obviously, or even Hokum. Like I think it's right there with Hokum, but like those were a couple things where like and here is what I think the biggest problem is, and I could be totally wrong about this, but this is what I said in my TikTok today. I think the biggest problem with the script is A, it's written poorly, and B, I just don't think the Backrooms is something that invites a script or a ton of dialogue, right? Like if you think about Kane Parsons in the YouTube series, I haven't watched all of it, but like if you watch that found footage film of the 8-minute one, it's mostly just a guy with a camera running around getting scared by a monster.
Yep.
Like he has not, and this isn't Kane's fault, but like the Backrooms had never dealt with a script before, or a very intense one, or like a feature film length script, right?
Yeah. I think the problem with the script mostly comes down to the fact that it doesn't know what to do with the Backrooms. It's trying to do this like pseudo psychological like placement thing, and it works really well, but it doesn't explore it enough. Like, and it's trying to balance that, like the background of it with the scares, and it doesn't know which like what avenue to take at whatever time. The script is just all over the place when it comes to finding its balance and finding its flow, and it can't find that ever. And then, because like there was a point in time, when the guy, a little bit of spoilers, when the guy falls down the slope because he's tied down to the bed.
Yeah.
That, and when they get into that and they like all that shit happens, they cut and they go like to a different point in time or go back to the therapist. It's like we are in the midst of like one of the best moments in this film, one of the most like exciting and most like haunting moments.
Yeah.
And we cut our feet from under us. Like it is. The pacing of the script is just not.
Yeah, because then like that's a good thing to bring up because then it cuts back to him,
yeah,
right, and it cuts back to him getting murked, right, and so like part of me like immediately in the theater I was seeing it with a buddy and I was like, dude, like are we just not coming back to this?
Yeah,
like that's how it feels in the moment. You're like, oh, we're just gonna cut to the therapist and have her storyline. And you're like, are we coming back to this dude who just got dragged down to whatever this entity is down there? Yeah, that's definitely a big negative is the script. I think, yeah, but again, it's like, I think the set design is really good. That's all. I mean, that's all Kane Parsons. I mean, just
you put like miles of it or something like that, and they got lost like during filming. It was
right. Yeah. So like the set design in this movie is crazy.
Yeah.
It does feel very A24, which I think is the point. And I do think you can see. I don't know a specific moment that I can point to for this. Maybe you could, but I think there are a few moments where you can see Oz Perkins' impact on the film in a derogatory way.
I was gonna say, like, this is less long legs and more monkey.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing.
Yeah. So, like, you like I like so that part was a little wonky. I do want to get your thoughts on like and obviously we're getting the spoilers here. I do want to get your thoughts on like the monster ish, right?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause, like the only backroom stuff I watched before was that 8 minute found footage video.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get a feel for what Kane Parsons was going to do, and so I don't know what the monster is supposed to be in the back rooms, but what I was not expecting genuinely was just like a thing that was kind of trying to perfectly replicate the main character or started to look like it. And so
Yeah.
I thought it looked a little wonky and a little weird, and it took me a second to get used to it.
Well, it's supposed to look wonky and weird. Everyone looks a little wonky and weird in the
Right,
background.
that's how it's working, right? And so like, yeah,
I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Because like in the original like found footage or what Kane has done in the past, it was like this like exoskeleton type thing.
yes, yep,
And it kind of existed in that weird like zone where like the background is supposed to be like something that looks familiar, but also not like familiar enough. It's this weird uncanny valley. The exoskeleton kind of breaks within that because it's supposed to have something over it. It's supposed to like exist with something else, and it doesn't. This like character that they create is I don't it, the movie. I like when movies don't tell us a lot, but the movie doesn't tell us enough where we can kind of fully grasp the idea of what this monster is supposed to be. Is it supposed to be his like internal desires? Is it supposed to just be like a mindless monster? We have no idea because the film doesn't answer enough questions than it asks. It's asking the questions rather than answering the questions that we need it to answer.
yeah. And so then, kind of when we first get introduced to the monster, that brings up kind of one of the scenes that I think killed the momentum of the movie, and that was the dinner scene um, in the third act.
I can see that,
Um,
yeah.
I think it drags, and that's why it kills the momentum. I think that scene should have been there and needed to be there, but
Mhm.
I don't know what they should have not said or done. But there just is part of me that was watching that scene, and I was like, well, it just kind of feels like he just choked her out, and the monster was coming for him, and now there's like this 15 minute. It felt like I'm not sure it was actually
It's
15
not.
minutes.
It's maybe
Um,
5. That's
it
crazy.
felt like okay, yeah. There's like this 5 minute break where it feels like the momentum dies a little bit.
Yeah.
But I will say that scene is good. There's good. I think it's a good scene to have in the film. I just don't. I don't know if it's the placement or if it needed to be shorter, but there's something about it was like I got taken out of it a little bit during that part.
It reminds me of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know you just recently watched that.
That dinner scene.
That dinner scene. It reminds me that
Yes.
they're trying to emulate that.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to go back and rewrite the script, I'd have her escape her bounds and have him chase her, and then the monster also like join the chase. And
Mm-hmm.
because we don't know if the monster is like in cooperation with him or not at that point in time, so it creates this like 3-way Mexican standoff type thing where it's
Yeah.
like chaos. But we're at a point where it's just a bloody beatdown and she runs. It's a and the chase is not very like intense until she falls. Like she's gone, and then he has to catch up after she falls. It reminds me
Yeah,
of
like
Scream.
right, like yeah, like there was the part yeah, like there was the part where she was in a house and she busts out of the house and the monster is taking like a super long time to break through the door. And she's just kind of like moseying her way up those stairs,
Yeah.
like very clearly like hey, she needs to move a little slower to not get to so she can actually have a chance of getting caught here.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, we're like kind of to wrap up the whole backrooms thing. Like looking at like the ending, right? How do you feel? I did not personally feel this. Maybe I will if I watch it again or as I think about it more. But what I heard not only from my buddy but from people who were in us around the theater, I thought the ending was very abrupt, and it was a little bit like there could have been 15 extra minutes to kind of fully flesh out what was going on with her and the guy at the end of the movie. I guess I didn't view it that way when I walked out of the theater at first,
Yeah.
or I wasn't just like, whoa, like, but there were some people around me, and including the person I was with, who was like, I felt like this movie could have been maybe 15 minutes longer. We could have tacked on a little bit more lore at the end there.
I'm glad it didn't go any longer because I felt like I was there forever. I checked my watch so many fucking times during the movie. But also,
okay.
I think the ending might be the one like good part of that script where I'm like, this is like a good thing to be doing, because ending so abruptly, ending like where I'm a big fan of like evil corporations in fiction, like Umbrella from like Resident Evil, like it's like one of my favorite things in the world. So having that kind of ominous ending where we don't know exactly what happens to our final girl, for like a better term, and what the outcomes are or what the backrooms are. I think that the questions being asked at that point in time in the film are great, because it leaves it up to us to anticipate maybe a sequel eventually, or can continue in his series on YouTube if he wants to.
Yeah.
Having the ideas presented in the movie extended onto the YouTube.
Yeah. I feel like, and I don't know this for sure, obviously, I feel like A24 was probably in a mindset of wanting this to be more than just one movie. Or more than just one piece of media. I could see a Backrooms TV show very easily.
Yeah. Or an async show, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah. So, like, is this... Okay, so as we transition out of the Backrooms into, like... We'll talk about awards next. Is Kane Parsons, like, signed with A24, or do they just hire him for this movie?
I think they just hired him for the movie.
So, like, Kane Parsons is in movie terms a free agent, essentially.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing like that Curry was when, like, after the Obsession came out and he just signs a massive deal. Because most directors aren't signed to like a picture deal unless you're
did
like
Curry sign a major deal?
He
saw some
he got offered
wild stuff.
An 8 figure deal, which is
he actually did sign an 8-figure deal.
He got offered it, at least. I know that for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Because I know that he's obviously signed on to A24 for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Which is gonna be crazy. I'm so excited for his Texas Chainsaw Massacre, personally.
I think he'll do really good with it, especially because the things he's talked about lately, like where it's like it's not just about a guy with a chainsaw, makes me feel so much more confident in it.
Yeah. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, I feel like when I watched it, I felt kind of the same way as I did with the Blair Witch Project. Not to more to that extreme of an extent, but it was kind of just like, I see why everybody was like, holy shit, when this came out. But like, now I'm kind of like, okay, like, my brain is just too adapted to modern horror to be like, okay, this is a masterpiece of horror, you know?
Sure. So when I watched Texas Chainsaw, I had to go watch like Dead Meat's like podcasts and their like topics, and because they're a lot more educated on the history of horror than I am.
Yeah.
So I kind of just listened to them and listened to what they had to say, and then I revisit the movie afterwards, kind of with that context in my head. It made a much better film. So if you go back, like go watch some like analysis, and then watch it at some point in time, you'll have a much better time with it.
For sure. I don't plan to watch any of the current remakes because I've heard just awful things.
The 03 one's decent.
I know there was one in 22, maybe in 21.
Don't watch that. It's bad. It's horrible.
All I know about that one is I read the Letterboxd description and it was talking about influencers, and I was like, "There's no way I'm letting that."
There's one good scene in that movie, and it's like 30 seconds long.
Okay, well, yeah. But talking about our way too early award predictions, this is more going to be less of a prediction, more of a who'd we give it to right now if we had a ballot. So this doesn't include people who like haven't, like, we can't. I'm not going to say Matt Damon because the Odyssey hasn't come out yet. We don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So we'll start with the two leading actors. We'll just do some major categories. So we'll start with best leading actor. For me, I think I would give it to Gosling right now. I think his performance in Project Hail Mary is one of the best. I think my close second is Dylan O'Brien for Send Help, currently, if he's considered leading.
I was going to say, I would call him more supporting.
Yeah. So the reason Dylan O'Brien's not in this category, maybe we can talk about him with supporting, but I think Gosling is the clear choice for leading actor currently. My wild card dark horse, absolutely insane pick is Dacre Montgomery for Faces of Death. I would nominate him. I would not give him the award right now, though. Yeah. What do you think? I'm assuming you're up the same alley as me, but
I'm with Gosling. Like, no one in the male category has surprised me or like done anything that was extraordinary to the level that Gosling did in Project Hail Mary. So I'm with you there. My nom would be probably Robert Pattinson in the drama currently, but like he was really good in that, but like he wasn't like Oscar worthy, you know. So I'm still looking out for those like for sure like male Oscar winners. I'm very excited to see what he does in that Chris Hansen movie that's coming out later this year. That got announced because his voice is like top notch. He has the accent down in that trailer. I'm very excited to see what he does with that.
It's crazy. Like, it might have been you. I saw somebody tweet, somebody on Twitter be like, "I'm glad that we're just hiring good actors and not actors that look like the people they're playing now."
I legitimately do not care if they look like them. I want them to have a good performance.
and like Robert Pattinson can look like Chris Hansen, right?
Yeah,
like
he's a white guy.
He's close enough. And I haven't watched the trailer, so I haven't heard his voice yet. But I'm assuming it's going to be good.
The background.
So best leading actress. I don't even have to ask Grayson, but I will. But I have Rachel McAdams and I have Indy Navarrete as my kind of two. I think Rachel McAdams is actually really, really good in Send Help. There's a lot to love about that movie. It's a January release, so even I forget about it sometimes when I'm talking about movies from this year. Also shout out Ralph Fiennes for Best Leading Actor. I should have said that.
Watched any of the 28
years later, The Bone Temple, great movie. I'll talk about another one of their guys was supporting. But back to Rachel McAdams. I think Rachel McAdams is awesome in that movie. I think it's one of her better performances. She's truly like the anchor of that film. It would not be what it is without her and her performance and the way that she flips a switch so quickly and so smoothly between just who she is in the beginning of the movie and what she becomes. Like, it's a huge character arc and she plays it perfectly. But I am going to go with Indy Navarrete for my winner, and I think if I had a nom, it would on top of that it would be Rachel McAdams right now.
So I've been reading up on Oscar history, and especially when it comes to like horror movies, because I've been really on the indie train. So that was my phone. You're good. She might have a better chance at supporting. I don't think she's the supporting actress there, but she might have a better chance like Madigan had last year. So if I had to make sure she got the win, I'd be putting her into supporting. She is the leading lady. I would like if I had to hand someone an Oscar right now, it'd be Indy. But if we're putting Indy in supporting, I'd probably give it to Anne Hathaway in Mother Mary currently. She's fantastic in that movie, dude. It had a horrible release schedule, and not enough people watched it. It just came out in digital, so if you haven't already, go watch Mother Mary. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Anne and Cole, I think that's her last name, do a fantastic performance. It's very slow. It's very much like an English teacher's like wet dream when it comes to like the filming and the visuals, but Anne Hathaway knocks it out of the park in that performance. So currently that's who I would hand it to.
I did see somebody on Twitter put the other girl from that in their Oscar nominations as well.
Cole's really good in the movie.
So I guess both of them are really good in that film.
Yeah.
And then if we go to the supporting, I think best supporting actor, if we're going to put Dylan O'Brien in that category, I do think he is probably my pick at the current moment. I think that there are a few options as far as like supporting guys, but I think Dylan O'Brien's probably the best of them. I really liked his performance in Send Help. If Dacre Montgomery would be supporting in Faces of Death, I think he should be on watch for that genuinely. But yeah, I think it'd be hard for me to give it to anybody but Dylan O'Brien right now if he's considered supporting, which the more I think about it, he probably is. I might just be completely blanking on a big name that I'm not thinking about right now.
I'm not even thinking about it. I'm thinking about James Ortiz, who voiced Rocky. He also did the puppetry for Rocky. He did all the on-set voice lines for it. So Rocky is a cultural phenomenon in my mind. Like I would kill for that Rock. and he's fantastic in the role. He fits it perfectly. I love him.
Mm.
So when it
Yeah.
comes to the men, I probably give it to James Ortiz currently. Again, I think we won't get those Oscar noms, like those for sure, like fill out the whole ballot type thing until like September, where we can
Right.
start like having that full on conversation.
And the best supporting actress, if Indy is supporting, I think it's Indy Navarrete. She is transcendent in Obsession, one of the better horror performances of the decade, if not the best horror performance of the decade. It very well could be.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, she's really good. I think. Oh, what is the woman's name in Project Hail Mary?
Sandra Huller.
Sandra Huller. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I would definitely consider her as well.
Mhm.
She might be nominated for multiple movies because she's going to be in Digger too, and that
Yeah.
one's getting big Oscar buzz. So yeah, I mean, obviously we still have Dune and The Odyssey to come out, both of which could produce a supporting actress nomination like Zendaya, or I don't know who's the biggest female role in The Odyssey, if I'm being honest. Is it Anne
Anne
Hathaway?
Hathaway. Yeah.
Yeah, so she could even get a nom for that because it's Christopher Nolan. But I think currently, if it's Indy, if Indy is supporting, it's Indy. But I would certainly consider Sandra Huller too if Indy falls in the lead category.
I completely agree. They're like, I'm looking at this thing. The only person I'd maybe consider right now, and it's not going to get, but it's not going to get Oscar buzz, is Renee from the Backrooms, because I think her performance is fantastic as well.
Yeah, she is really good. Yeah. And then I think Best Picture is Project Hail Mary.
It's Obsession.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I knew that's where you were going. But if I had a ballot right now, I think I would toss in Project Hail Mary.
If I know
But
anything about the Oscars, it's going to be Hail Mary.
it's going to be Project Hail Mary. You know, same situation last year. Sinners, one battle after another. I think if I had to predict the films that'll be nominated, I think Obsession will get into nominations. I think
it'll be that F1 type thing where it's like
it's there.
Like people might not think of it as an
Frankenstein.
Oscar movie, but it will get there because of popularity or the buzz for it. So
Yeah. Yeah, are you? I know you've switched it around a couple of times. Are you keeping Obsession in your 4 favorites currently?
yeah, Obsession has. So I think I've told you this before. My 4th spot has always been that revolving door of whatever I'm feeling. Obsession's moved up to 3.
So what's in the 4 now?
Right now it's 10 Things I Hate About You, which I know
really.
you haven't watched. It's such a good rom-com, dude.
I've never seen that one, but that's one of my sister's favorite movies ever. She's
so good, dude.
Constantly trying to get me to watch it. So
watch it. One of Heath Ledger's best roles besides the Joker.
I was gonna say that's Heath Ledger, right? Yeah. Another Heath Ledger film that everybody's telling me to watch currently is Brokeback Mountain.
It's also a really good movie. And A Knight's Tale. Watch The Knight's Tale.
I don't think I've seen Heath Ledger in anything other than The Dark Knight. I'm not.
He's such a good actor, dude. We were robbed.
Yeah. We were truly. But yeah, we'll finish off the last of our time talking about anticipated releases because I think we can save Obsession for another time. But we both think that's a very good movie, maybe the best movie of the year, some of us. But most anticipated releases, Grayson, what is like the just let me get there movie right now for you?
The only film I think stands a chance of taking Obsession off my mind is Doom Part 3. Like, it is coming out in December and it cannot get here soon enough. I bought 70 millimeter tickets. I had to go all the way to Indianapolis. I live in Chicago.
That's right. You did. I do remember that.
So I gotta drive 4 hours to go see this fucking movie. You best believe this is gonna be like, it has to be like the best movie of the year. I mean, obviously the Odyssey is there. But like, I'm not as excited for the Odyssey. If that makes any sense. I think it's Nolan. Nolan's fantastic.
That's interesting because you don't love the Dune movies, do you?
I don't like the first one. I love the second one.
Okay, I knew that you had a low opinion of one of them.
Yeah, the second one's
yeah. Yeah, the first one's not my favorite. Second one I think was a lot better. I think my most anticipated release, I ain't gonna lie, like I Am Who I Am, I think it's Doomsday. Like I'm a sucker. I don't care what it is, bro. I'm a sucker for like action superhero movies. I just am. I do think I'm very excited. like a couple of like underrated ones. Like I think I'm very excited for the Chris Hansen biopic. I don't know what to expect out of that or what Chris Hansen has went through outside of just being on the show. But
Yeah.
clearly there's enough to make a movie. So I'm very
Mhm.
excited about that. I am excited about the Odyssey. We're pretty close to it at this point, but I'm actually pretty excited for Disclosure Day. When that comes around. Josh O'Connor and Emily Blunt. I'm excited for that one.
That marketing has not wrapped me into any excitement. Like I'm gonna go watch it on opening day, but like it hasn't gotten my hype for it.
Yeah, I mean that's true. The marketing has not been great.
It's Spielberg though, so it's and they got Williams
Yeah.
back for it. Like Williams
Oh,
has been in retirement for years.
and Digger intrigues me. It's only because we don't know anything about it. But it's Tom Cruise and like a prosthetic. It's the director who gave Leo his Oscar.
Mhm.
So I think it'll be interesting. Um,
Brand New Day
but yeah.
comes out in like 2 months.
What does?
Brand New Day.
Oh yeah, Brand New Day. Yeah, I'm
skeptical.
very skeptical. I love Keith David as what I assume is Tombstone in the trailer. I don't really love what oh god, what's the Punisher's name? The actor.
John Berthel.
I don't love him as the Punisher. I don't love that.
He's in the Odyssey as well
Being
too.
honest. We have no idea who Sadie Sink is playing, but everybody says she's good in this movie. I don't know. I'm a No Way Home hater personally. I don't think it has any rewatchability. That was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had in my life. I saw it opening night, and I loved every second of it. I went nuts when my boy Andrew showed up. But I watched it again, and I was like, now that the cameos and like the specialness of it are taken away from me, this is not anything special. Of a
I will
movie.
glaze that movie till the day I die. I don't care because I think I mentioned this before. Like when I watched it, I'm still doing like the clapping and like rooting for it. It's such an adrenaline like roller coaster ride. It is one of those movies where like, yes, it's not great. Like it's not like gonna be like an Oscar worthy movie, but it's the most fun I have watching a film.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't love Tom Holland's Spider-Man series that much. It's just not. I just haven't been a big fan of, especially not Far From Home. I hate that movie. But
I watched it a while.
yeah, that's about what we have got. So be sure to go follow Grayson on all of his socials. That'll be down in the description of the YouTube video, and I think you can put links in a Spotify description. So I think we'll do that as well. But yeah, we will have Grayson's links down below. He yaps about movies and pretty much every other thing in existence. So go follow him. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast, and we will see you guys next time.